Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of September 3 through 16, 2024. This is a reading if you are Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, or have another significant Scorpio placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is a 12 card, 13 with the middle one, astrological spread, in which I use Marie Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, and then I clarify it with tarot. And this week we are using the Spirit Within tarot. And I will pull it all together with a summary from an oracle, and this week I'm going to be using the Norse runes. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about my videos. And if you want to know more about my work, spiritual coaching, tarot, astrology, Brahani and Reiki, and also astrology, human design, thinking of all the things that I do, the link is in the description box below, along with the links to my social media sites. So, getting all that business out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so Scorpio, I just want to kind of look at, I'm trying to pull these cards apart a little bit here so that you can see a little better what we have. So it does appear to me that you are a little bit focused on getting control of your life, of doing more of what you want here. With the Chariot here, this is definitely the idea that you are trying to take control of your own destiny. And with Ankh, this is about focusing on what it is that you love. Focusing on what you love, doing the things that you love. And sometimes this card comes up when we are newly in love and we are exuding that in our personality to other people. But it does not have to be the case. Generally speaking, I feel like this is just somebody who's saying, I need to focus on me and on what makes me happy. Now, it does seem like there may be some monies that you're waiting for, that you're impatient for, because we do have the Knight of Wands here in your second house, Taurian house. And this usually indicates a restless kind of energy. And we have it with Sept here. Now, Sept often brings delays. And with Sept, we always draw a second card. And that card that we have is Sphinx. So there's this idea of having to patiently wait for something. So, yeah, definitely there's something here. There's monies that are going to be coming. They're going to be coming soon enough. In the meantime, you might not want to rush the process on something or be too impatient, because that might potentially backfire and maybe things are going to take longer. So there is this sense that if there's been financial difficulties or monies you're waiting on, that you don't need to actually say anything or take any action. This money will come in soon. Okay, there is messages or a connection here with somebody. We have the twins here, and this is in the third house, Gemini energy, having to do with messages. So there does seem to be a significant message coming in from somebody. With the twins, sometimes this could be a love message. That is, this does have a little bit of the vibe of the Lovers card. But it does not have to be. This could just be an important message from a business partner, because this is also the house of commerce. Could be a family member too. Sometimes brothers and sisters are associated with the third house. But whatever it is, there's some kind of connection, some kind of communication that has to happen. Some connection that you're making, and whatever it is, we have judgment here. So there's a sense of making a decision, of finalizing something. There's something about this conversation that's happening that's going to bring about a decision that may bring finally to something to an end that perhaps has been coming up over and over again. Judgment sometimes comes up. Sometimes this could even be a past relationship that's coming back, somebody who's reappearing again, being resurrected and coming back. But I do feel like there's this sense here that there is something where there's a decision that finally needs to be made. So it does feel like this decision is coming. I did notice in your reading that out of the tarot cards here, that out of the 12 in the main reading, 7 of them are major arcana. So this is always an indication that some kind of major change is going on. This is change that may be something maybe out of your control. It's something that's happening to you, more or less. So it's change that you want to flow with. Now in the fourth house of home and family, okay, you've got the Tower. All right, so the Tower seems to indicate that there has been a shakeup. There's something here that certainly tested you with Pyramid. Pyramid comes in when there is, there seems to be some situation that you're waiting on. I don't know if that's where the finances come in over here. If there's a problem, that there's a sale of a house maybe that's gone bust, or that there's been a difficulty or a screw up. It can also just indicate something happening with a family situation and again, I don't know whether it seems like there's just something though that has blown up. Maybe, and that may also relate to this, like I said, this could be sibling energy here if you have brothers and sisters. But I often feel like these two houses are connected to a certain degree with family and family matters. So it does feel like there is, something has blown up. Something has now reached a point with the tower that, something is being torn down that needs to be rebuilt. There's something you need to do. And again, with pyramid, there's the sense that whatever has been torn down, you will resolve the issue, you will resolve the challenge, but it is going to take some time. So yeah, whatever's happening, it seems to be something that's happened very, very sudden. The tower has strong Uranus energy, and this is something that comes in very unexpectedly. Now, the tower often comes in as a type of a crisis, but in some cases, the tower will come in as something that just finally ends something once and for all and clears it out and makes way for the new. So the tower is never totally negative. If anything is disrupted here, it's because something needs to be fixed, needs to be raised to the ground and redone the right way. So there's a very strong energy of that right now around the home and family. So whether that has to do with your literal home or a family matter, it's probably going to be different for everybody. But yeah, there definitely seems to be a shake-up in that area. Okay, now your fifth house is interesting because you've got the Hermit with the Buckle of Isis. Now, Hermit usually shows up when there's something that we have to take time out for reflection, to reflect. And there's often a strong spiritual bent to the Hermit. This is where we're using our wisdom, where we are taking time out to integrate recent lessons. Now, the Buckle of Isis is often a card of sacrifices that we make, whether or not these sacrifices are going to be rewarded. But in the fifth house specifically, this sometimes has to do with a pregnancy or the birth of a child. So I don't know if there's decisions being made around that. Maybe that's the unexpected thing. Maybe there's an unexpected pregnancy for some people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you personally. This could also just be somebody in your family where there is, there's maybe some decisions. But whatever decisions have to be made here, or whatever sacrifices have to be made, if there's not a new child on the horizon, then this could potentially indicate a creative project or even something connected to a love affair. Maybe this is a card that has more to do with commitment and fidelity. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, this could be a love affair where you're really having a think about whether or not this is going to go to the next level or not. Maybe one of you needs a timeout. Whatever's going on here with this fifth house energy, which is usually about our creativity, what we are creating, whether it be children, whether it has to do with love and connecting with other people. There definitely seems to be something that's happening here. Like I said, if it's not it could be the birth of a child, but it could also just be something for which you are putting time and energy into, or thinking about taking something to another level of commitment. And this would be saying, there's need to take a time out and to think about that maybe before you move ahead. Sixth house, we have Virgo energy, and you have fire with the Hanged Man here. Now, okay. So fire is a card of very strong vitality. So certainly from a health perspective, which is connected to the sixth house, this would indicate being strong and vital. If your health has not been great lately, this is a very good sign of an uptick in energy and feeling better and having the vim and vigor to do something. But it's interesting because fire with the Hanged Man suggests to me, I don't know, there's something here. This is also the house of worry and also the house of service to others. And I can't help but feel like when I look at fire, what's coming into my mind is the idea of you burning something. Like this could be literally burning something up. Like it has an energy of the tower in the sense of if something is not, or even judgment, if something is not to your liking, if something is not as it should be, we're going to be inspired to do what it takes to solve the problem. And that does jive with the Hanged Man here, because the Hanged Man is about, again, has this Buckle of Isis energy, seeing the bigger picture, knowing what sacrifices that you have to make. So I feel like, Scorpio, you're in a place of making decisions about yourself, making decisions about what's right for you in relationships, perhaps with regard to family stuff. But there's something you're giving to or giving up, and the question is, I think there's this sense of, is this worth the energy? Should I be putting my energy into this? And what is it that I actually need to get rid of? There's possibility here of some toxic relationships or connections. Now, whether these toxic connections, again, have to do with family or whether they have to do with love, it may be different for everybody here. But I definitely feel like there's a time. This is a time for you to get control of yourself and not necessarily be doing a lot for other people. You may need some time to yourself here. Now, in the actual Libra house of relationship, we do have Osiris with Temperance. So, I don't know. Now, if those of you who are married, this is definitely suggests a very, a balanced, secure situation in a relationship. Temperance is about, it is about being in balance, about having peace. Osiris certainly represents stability. So, I don't know. Perhaps there's a new relationship that promises this, or maybe there's just something. Temperance often has to do with an integration. Sometimes it's two people who are opposite. It's Sagittarius energy with Temperance, but it's often this blending of fire and water, so to speak. There may be disparate elements that are coming together, or it may just be that recent things that have happened, maybe things that you're meditating on here with the Hanged Man, that maybe you need time to integrate. Okay. So you may have had recent things happen where you're kind of figuring out what happens next, what your next move is. So I don't know. If we're talking about relationship issues, I don't know why this feels more like something going on with the family. This relationship, whatever it is, whether this is a marriage, whether this is somebody you're thinking about a commitment with, or this could potentially be a business partner or somebody else who you're involved with, some kind of a legal arrangement. But there definitely seems to be a strong sense of balance, security, and leadership here. So I don't know. So if this is, those of you who are married, I mean, this does seem to feel like your marriage would be the thing that is providing this stability and this balance right now. If you're looking for, the other implication could be that there's going to be a relationship of significance that will provide that balance for you. So take it as it resonates there. And again, if you're not in a relationship at all, it may well be, this does not have to necessarily refer to a marriage or a love relationship, although it often does. There's just something there. There's some kind of a partnership that's providing that balance. And again, I don't know if that connects back to what's going on over here, but this is definitely a very peaceful energy here in the house of Libra. Okay, in your own house of transformation, this is interesting because Libra had this as well. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Pentacles shows up when we are making slow but steady progress towards something. But with water, there's definitely a sense that things are moving and changing. Again, seeing Knight of Wands over here, these are also the houses of joint, the 8th house is the house of joint finances, and this is more like your own finances. These are joint finances. And Knight of Pentacles is certainly a good card for finance, but again, there seems like there's movement and change. You've got 2 knights here, so there's the sense, this is kind of like being impatient, and this is more or less telling you have to wait, It's like hurry up and wait. But I think it's saying that, you allow yourself to flow with the change rather than trying to force anything right now. I think that's the message that we have there. The 9th house here of Sagittarius energy, which is your expansion. This could be taking a long trip. This could be going back to school or expanding your horizons spiritually or in some other way. And we do have Urias with the 4 of Wands. Now, 4 of Wands to me in the house of expansion seems to indicate being ready to move on to the next phase of something. For some people, this could be a marriage, because again, we have this. This could be somebody who's at a distance, or maybe somebody you even know through education or through some kind of spiritual venture. I mean, that's all possible there. But there's a sense of wanting to move on to what's next. But we have Urias here too. So Urias seems to indicate whatever's going to be happening next for you. Urias, again, this also has an element of the Tower. There's something unexpected here. There's like going to be a curveball, but it's not a negative curveball. Urias more or less is saying that, your next journey, whether it's a literal one or a figurative one, is you're going to get on this path in a very unexpected way. Urias indicates that this is something that is not on our radar and that is going to surprise us. So I do feel like you are getting ready to move. Like I said, if you've had it in mind that you want to literally move somewhere, or if you've been, or maybe, like I said, for some of you, this could be connected to school. This could be connected to spirituality or to a church or another type of spiritual group. There's definitely this sense that you're going to be taken on an unexpected pathway here. Okay. So yeah, so it does seem like you are about to expand your horizons. Now, in terms of your work or your legacy, you have the Three of Wands with air, okay? So for some of you, this may definitely indicate a change in job. Air can also indicate working in a field that has to do with communication. It could be, or you could be doing something with social media. But whatever it is, there's a strong sense of communication, whether it's writing, whether it's speaking, or again, this if you're not working in any of those fields, this could just generally be that there's going to be a change either within a job or a change in what you're doing. You may have a new focus. There's a shift in movement when air comes in. And you have it with the Three of Wands. So again, there's this idea of looking out over new horizons here. And Three of Wands is usually a card of collaborating with others, waiting for your ship to come in, working with others. So for some of you, this could literally mean travel or taking a job that is somewhere at a distance from you. And yeah, so I don't know. There's definitely this feeling of making progress by, through, I feel like for some of you too, this could just be, there may be an important communication that has to happen here, and that collaboration is going to be key to moving ahead in whatever you're dealing with your career. Maybe you are even in the process of collaborating with somebody and maybe even traveling in connection with that. So take that as it resonates there. Your 11th house here is, okay, so you have Hathor energy here. This could be a significant female friend, okay, because this is the house of friendship. It's Aquarian energy, and you have the sun, so this is strong Leo energy. Hathor is a little bit more Taurus, Virgo kind of energy, but the sun indicates, it's positivity, happiness, clear sailing. So this is either going to be a friendship that is going to provide you with that clarity and happiness, or this is just, this could potentially even be you, Hathor has a very strongly independent vibe. This is a card that reminds me of the Queen of Pentacles. It's somebody who's very, very secure, very at home. And in this house, though, I feel like this would represent another person who may be there to help and support you, who might show you the way, bring you some clarity and show you the path that you need to take to move forward. Maybe this is even the person you're collaborating with on whatever it is you're trying to do here. There's definitely a sense in the upper part of your reading that change is coming in and that you are getting ready to pass through a gateway. You are getting ready to move on to another phase. It's going to take you in some unexpected directions. But from what I'm seeing here, it's not, this is all positive stuff. Down here, I'm seeing some things that need to be resolved. And again, this is in the area of home and family, and perhaps of money. There's some things that look like they need to be resolved here. Some things you're thinking about. And again, for some of you, maybe this is a new child. But take that as it resonates. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing the upper part of your reading definitely feels more like you are getting ready to move on to the next phase of something. But I feel like there's things that need to be sorted out financially and with your home and maybe with a family, with the family situation. The 12th house, we have Thoth with the Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Cups, okay, this is showing up in your house of self-doubt and where maybe you're not clear what's real and what's not real. And the Eight of Cups is this idea of walking away from something that that perhaps just served you for a long time. Maybe that has to do with with the Tower. I mean, the 4th house has to do with what's familiar to us. So we may have had a shakeup, and maybe the decision is being made right now. You're having a long think about walking away from something. And Thoth has a lot to do with karmic healing, spiritual healing, and also with time. So I feel like this is, you may be walking away from something at the right time. Eight of Cups also to me has strong eclipse energy. And I know that on the 17th of September, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is this particular house. So it's interesting that I'm seeing this here. The lunar eclipse may be having an effect on you, that you may be seeing some of this change coming in at that period of time. And yeah, whatever this is, there's this strong sense of what I'm going to call divine timing, but I'm using that term loosely. I'm not necessarily always a big believer that something is absolutely fated to happen, but it does seem like there are the forces of the universe that are moving you in a particular direction, and they're moving you away from something, but there may be some doubt about whether or not you feel you should be making this change. But I feel like this is a change that's coming in at the right time. Overall, you have Bast with the Two of Wands, and Bast is a card of happiness. So this is give as what you wish to receive, acting with care and caution, following your intuition. Bast is very much connected to happiness and also to being social. I know that you tend to be, Scorpio as a sign, you tend to be very intense and sometimes you like to keep a lot of things to yourself and like to keep your own business to yourself. But we have the Two of Wands here, so I feel like you are ready to launch. You are ready to move into a new thing, but there's some stuff here that needs to be resolved. There's something, you're ready to move into what makes you happy, but there's some kind of relationship situation and some kind of financial thing that needs to be solved. So I don't know. For some people, the birth of a child is involved with this, or a pregnancy. But there is definitely something going on here in this home sector. There just feels like there's something here where there's been a shakeup. Decisions have to be made. Foundations have to be rebuilt in some way. But it is just telling you to flow with change right now. I feel like this is a case of allowing time to heal something, or allowing things to appear at the right time is going to be the best strategy for you right now. So let's draw a rune for you. So this is Scorpio, September 3rd through 16. Oh, yes. And I was just thinking of this rune, Dorasaz, okay? And that matches up with the Four of Wands over here. Dorasaz is a gateway, okay? You are literally on the threshold, and you are about to pass through a gateway. But there's something that has to be resolved with regard to your home and maybe with regard to your finances. And right now it's just saying, wait, don't assert yourself. You're going to flow into the right place at the right time. And and things are, whatever it is you're trying to build here, it's definitely gradually coming up. Everything's going to fall into place at the right time, and I think this is going to require you, we've got Hanged Man, we've got the Eight of Cups, we've got Judgment. I mean, I feel like you are making a decision to do something different in your life, to make a move and do something else. So this is a rune of, getting ready to step through the gateway by letting go of the past. So, so that it does seem like you are on the road to something new, Scorpio, but if you are frustrated with current situations, or there's been some shakeups recently, not to worry. This is something that's going to be resolved with time. It is just telling you to be patient and go with the flow. So I hope this reading was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about these videos. Thank you so much, and we'll see you towards the middle of September.